Greetings to all of you. I want to talk with you about the upcoming new moon on September 25th. And before I get into that, let me just say that I do believe that as we move through these final months of 2022 into the beginning of 2023, I believe that we're going to be feeling an acceleration of the intensity of the energies of transition and transformation that we're going through, both individually and collectively. So I want to give you some guidance as we talk about this new moon, about how we can best navigate this time. And if you're enjoying these videos that I'm doing, I encourage you to consider becoming a patron. And for those who are supporting my work, I'm deeply grateful, and deeply grateful for this community and for the ways in which we're supporting each other through these times of change. I also encourage you to watch the interviews that I've done with some really gifted, wise people who are tuning into these paradigms of the Aquarian age that we're moving into, and providing profound guidance for some of how we can be transitioning into this new age. So let's talk about this new moon on September 25th. Before I show you the chart, let me show you exactly where in the sky the moon will be at the time of the new moon. As some of you have commented on my previous videos, I really hold that combination of visual astrology and our tropical zodiac astrology. Visual astrology is guiding us to look at exactly where in the sky are the sun, moon, and planets at any particular time. Because of the shifting of the precessional cycle, where the sun and moon are in the sky is not the same as where they will be in the tropical zodiac chart. The chart is really more seasonal and is showing us what the energies are as we're moving through the cycles of the seasons on the earth plane. So I view the visual astrology as guiding us into what are the energies, the soul intention of this time. And then the chart is showing us how are we meant to work that and manifest that in our lives here on the earth plane. So let me start by showing you where the sun and moon will be in the sky on September 25th. So you're looking here at the constellations in the sky at the time of the new moon. And here is the sun and new moon. And you can see they're close to Venus and Mercury, and right in the stars of Virgo. This is the part of Virgo, the harvest goddess, that is her wing. So when the new moon is in this placement in the sky, it's an indication that we're looking to see how to bring these energies from the sky, how to bring these energies from the cosmos into form on the earth plane to be of service to others, Virgo, and to work with those energies with discernment, Virgo. Now let's look at what we're working as we integrate these energies on the earth plane. So now we're looking at the tropical zodiac chart, and you can see that in the signs, which again are not the same as the constellations in the sky where the sun and moon are, but you can see that the sun and new moon are in the sign of Libra. So we're called to bring these energies that are meant to be how we move into form on the earth plane in the energy of Libra, being in balance, being in harmony. And it's continuing the theme from the last lunar cycle of also being attentive to how we are in our relationships, Libra, particularly our one-on-one interpersonal relationships. And you'll notice that the sun and moon are opposite Jupiter in the sky, and Jupiter is currently in Aries. So there's an energy with this new moon guiding us to be open to moving in new directions, to have faith that we and trust that we can move into new ways of being, Aries, and yet be aware of how those forms are in balance and harmony with ourselves, with our relationships, and in our connection with the earth. And how we are in harmony and how we are working these energies is shaping how we think about things, Mercury, and how we are in relationship, Venus. And notice that Neptune is opposite Mercury and Venus. So we're being guided to attune to how we can work with the energies of this new moon through opening to our intuition, to our connection with spirit, to trusting our inner guidance and our inner knowing. Something that is very significant about this new moon is the number of planets that are in retrograde. You can see that Mercury is in retrograde and has been since September 10th and will be until September 30th. You can also see the many planets that are also in retrograde. Uranus, Chiron, Jupiter, Neptune, these are asteroids, but Saturn, Pluto, all in retrograde. Now, these planets will be continuing in retrograde and beginning across the next few months to one by one move out of being retrograde until by the end of January, they're all direct. But when you have so many planets in retrograde, it's an indication that it's a time to be more inward. When a planet is retrograde, it's calling you to be reflecting on the energies of that planet, to be more inward, to not be taking direct action, but to be thinking about how you may be working those energies in a different way than you have in the past. And with Mercury retrograde, this is a call to be reflective, to be more intuitive, to not be functioning from your left brain analytical mind, but working more from intuitive right brain ways of knowing. So again, this new moon is an important time to meditate, to reflect, to go inward, to trust your intuition, to take time to tune in to your inner guidance and your connection with spirit. So it's not a time for action, it's a time for reflection and a time to attune to in what ways are you in your life out of balance, out of being in right harmony? How are you out of balance in relationships? And this energy of this new moon can help you tune in to what you may need to be aware of in order to, again, have the trust and faith with Jupiter that you can move in some new directions and come more into balance and more into harmony. Remember, as we're in this new moon, we're still feeling the energies of Pluto in the final degrees of Capricorn, and it is now trining these energies of the new moon. So as we're taking this time for reflection, we're feeling still, we're in the turbulence of the structures and systems in our global society are breaking down. The breakdown is in order for breakthrough and transformation, but we can feel the turbulence and turmoil of that. And we're meant, again, Jupiter, to have faith that we are being guided and supported to be moving in new directions. But at the time of the new moon, we won't have the shape and form of that. It's time to trust, to go inward, to dream, to listen to your intuition, to connect with spirit. As we're moving into this time, part of the increasing acceleration of the energies that I believe that we'll be feeling are because Saturn and Uranus are going to be moving into the exact same degree at 18 Taurus for Uranus, 18 Aquarius for Saturn, and they will be in that direct connection from October 1st until October 11th. So shortly after this new moon, they will go into the exact same degree and then continue to be there for the next 10 days through the time of the full moon. But we've been feeling this square of Saturn and Uranus all of last year, and we'll continue to feel it most of this year. It really is guiding us in this time of transition and transformation, with Uranus giving us clarity about what forms are needing to change to allow us to move into the new energies of the Aquarian age. And Saturn is guiding us into those new forms and how they can take shape and form. But some of the tension of a Saturn-Uranus square is it's called a crisis in consciousness, this third quarter square, that we're being called to look at what do we need to let go of from the past? What systems and structures and forms that we've been living in do we need to release to be preparing to move into the new paradigms of the Aquarian age? But again, as these energies are intensifying, we're feeling more of that turbulence in the collective, both in terms of some of the breakdown in systems and structures, but we're also, with the Saturn-Uranus square, feeling the increasing tension between those who are awakening and moving into the new ways of being and forming new Aquarian programs and ways of being in community and ways of being more collaborative and caring and sharing with each other, versus those who are trying to cling to the patterns of the past and increase a sense of power over hierarchy, authoritarian control. So in this time of turbulence, be aware of that polarity that is going on in the collective. And the key is to not get caught in fear, to hold that faith with Jupiter, that we're being guided by the energies of the earth and sky into new ways of being. We can trust that. Part of the shift that we're in is knowing that we as humans, though we carry often this arrogance of thinking we are in control of what's happening on the planet, we are really being guided with the energies of the earth and sky to realize we are a part of these cosmic energies and these planetary energies that are in profound transformation. And we can participate in that and be a part of that, or we can resist that. But those who are resisting these shifts and trying to have increasing global control will inevitably fail, because we are moving into the Aquarian age and into a call into higher consciousness that isn't about increasing authoritarian control and control by technology, control by AI. We're moving into a period that is about increasing expansive human consciousness and remembrance that we are a part of the oneness that all that is. We are a part of this galactic community, and we are at one with cosmic consciousness and at one with the earth, our planet, our home. So let this new moon be a time where you step back, reflect, honor the shifts that are happening, and hold that sense of faith and trust that we are moving in new directions, but allow yourself to be more inward at the time of this new moon, taking time to tune in to where your life may be out of balance, where you may need to tune into how you can become more centered and in alignment with your soul self and with the energies of the earth and sky. How are you needing to make some shifts to be more in harmony in your personal relationships? And again, take this time to be tuning into your dreams and into your intuition, and not trying to think things through in an analytical way. With this Neptune opposite Mercury and Mercury retrograde, you may at times also experience some periods of anxiety or of overwhelm or of not knowing or of feeling like you're in this transition without a sense of where it's headed, and know that that's okay. Hold yourself with compassion and know that you're being guided to dissolve some of the thoughts and beliefs from the past and some of the ways in which you felt that sense of security in the past, to move into new forms and new ways of being. And let Neptune support you in surrendering to the not knowing and being in that trust that you are carried by the currents of the cosmos, by these energies coming to us from the sky, by the earth herself, who is in a process of healing and transformation, that we are held and guided by those energies that are beyond ourselves. And so at the time of this new moon, allow yourself to hold with compassion all that you're feeling, all that you're experiencing. Take that time for reflection, to go inward. Honor that you may at times feel overwhelmed or feel periods of anxiety, but know that it is because these old ways of thinking and being are dissolving as we're being prepared to move into the higher consciousness of the fifth dimension, as we're being prepared to move into these profoundly new paradigms that are guiding us in how to hold the unique creative spark that we have as a manifestation of cosmic consciousness in connection with each other, in community, in a new way of being in collaboration, in support with and for each other, to co-create a new world together. So let us continue to support each other and hold each other with compassion and love as we move through this increasingly accelerated time of birthing into a new way of being. Blessed be.